Yes, already. And you were ready to party. Mine too, yes. This is not your typical business conference. This is a Bible, okay? And we happen to do business. So we are here to have a look. All right, so find your spots wherever you are. Get your notebooks. And just get ready to have a good time. I'm Stephanie Ross. I'm one of the co-creators of Small Business Sister Circle. This is our 4th annual Sister Circle Summit. And I'm so excited to be here today and see all of you. So thank you for being here. Let's dive in, shall we? All right, so I will be your host for the day. And we also have Miriam on the beats. She's going to be dropping the music. We have a lot of fun playing for you guys. So let's jump in. When I was thinking about the theme for this year, so I love playing parties, like who I am, and it has a theme. So as I was thinking about the theme for this year, my original vision was like a phoenix rising from the ashes, because I feel like we've been through some stuff in the last couple years. Has anyone been through anything challenging in the last couple years? Yeah, or maybe you are in it right now. Right? Like you're like, I am in the thick of it. I have been there. In fact, the last 3 years that I stood on the stage, I have been in my own evolution and transformation. And I have just tried to show up through all of it. Vulnerable, real, sharing the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. Because I knew that if it would land with one person in the audience, that my pain, my struggle, my challenges would be worth it. So wherever you're at today, you listen to the speakers. Take that in and know that you are not alone. Every single woman in this room will prove to you that you are not alone. Can I get an amen? Yeah. I really wanted to do that. Okay, so this vision of rising from the ashes, just like fire burning. And then I was talking about it with the artist who's doing artwork, the beautiful butterflies. She was like, so you want me to like draw phoenix? And I'm like, no. Sister Circle is like pink and blue and like very feminine, right? And I kept seeing butterflies like everywhere I went. And it finally dawned on me that the butterfly is the feminine version of the phoenix rising from the ashes. So yes, that's it. So love is a butterfly. And I love a good metaphor. So take this journey with me today. We all start somewhere with an evolution. And like I said, whether you have gone through one in the past or you're in one right now, it starts with storing food for the journey. Okay? We eat experiences, good and bad, lessons learned, roles, identities that we've picked up along the way. It could also just be a lot of knowledge and information that we've put in. It could also be things we've picked up, limiting beliefs, maybe unkind things that people have said to us that we've stored away. And as we get into this today, I'm going to force you to talk to people around you, because half of what you're going to get out of this day is not from the speakers. You're going to get a lot from them too. But half of what you're going to get is building friendship and collaborations in business. So I'm going to tell you to turn to your little pile of people at your table to discussing things along the way. So I want you to start by turning to your people at your table and tell them what things have been stored for your evolution. And this is going to start to get your brain working right away. So turn to your table and just do a little share. person next to you. Right? Whatever it looks like in your life, just straight away for the transformations for my chrysalis to actually create the evolution. But were you forced to do that transformation and evolution? Were you doing it out of unfulfillment? Did you need to let go of something? Was there an inner gut knowing, like Andrew's going to talk about later today? So what forced you to undergo that transformation? So for me, at the end of this past year, I was feeling unfulfilled and honestly overwhelmed in my life. And I had a gut knowing that something I had to let go of. I knew what it was. So I had gone through this evolution of my first business that I started when I was 20, grew it, scaled it, loved it, did it for a full decade, and then decided I actually want to do other things. I want to scale it back. I want to evolve. I want to pivot. And I realized that when I first started, what I loved teaching was fitness and yoga. But I had changed and evolved. My desires had changed. And now I actually like standing up here and teaching business. This is what I love to do. So I knew that I was going to have to make a really hard decision to let something go and allow myself to evolve. So, turn to the people next to you. Was your transformation out of necessity? Were you forced? Maybe you were let go of something, or did you just have this deep desire or inner knowing that it was time to change? Discuss. So we swallow and then we go into one side, other side. Now we actually have to relax and then we relax. And this is the part that so many of us want to skip because it's uncomfortable and we want to just get to the good stuff. But we actually need to rest. How are you incorporating your energy? I took all of last year and I called it my bucket list year. And I was just going to do anything that sounded fun because I had put so many other people first for so long that it was time for me to pour back into myself. So when you're going through this evolution, make sure you give yourself time to have fun, to do things that bring joy and play and curiosity back into your life, as well as allow you to get to know yourself again. As you change and evolve, you are changing. So whether that's journaling or being out in nature, what are you actually going to do to rest and restore your energy for this transformation? And then here is truly the key. How are you measuring your success? Are you measuring it based on the gap of where you should be and could be and feel like you should be at a certain point? Or are you measuring it against how far you've come? Because when you measure against the gap, you are feeling less than. You came up short. You're not quite there. You're not good enough. And you continue to chase more and feel unfulfilled. It's like reaching for the horizon, but you can never quite grasp it. But when you measure against the gain of how far you've actually come already, you can have more appreciation and gratitude for the progress that you've already made. And when you measure against the gain, you're in a better headspace. You have more creativity. You're excited for what's to come. So how are you measuring yourself? I think a lot of us tend to measure ourselves from the gap. But here's the thing. Happiness and all these positive emotions come from measuring from the gain. Because measuring from the gain gives us dopamine. Who doesn't want more dopamine hits? I don't want more cortisol. I don't need more stress. Right? But you know that feeling of feeling like you're never going to reach your goal or you're just not quite good enough. So having this pathway thinking that every experience is just collecting food, collecting experiences, more lessons to be learned. So anytime you find yourself comparing yourself to that future version that you are not quite there yet, I want you to actually compare yourself to the past version of how far and how much progress you have made. Because taking your losses and making them gains is how we grow and how we evolve. And it gives us perspective and it gives us wisdom. So thinking about your evolution, if you're joining us for the afternoon, we're going to dig deeper into this as well. But we have to look at the past in order to allow ourselves to transform and evolve in that chrysalis into a beautiful butterfly. So let's look at expansion. Okay, so we've done some of the inner work. We're slowly transforming, and now we have to expand and slowly start to break our way out of this chrysalis. But in order to do that, we have to shed what actually got us to where we're going. So your identity is wrapped up into a lot of stuff, right? And a lot of it is the story that we tell ourselves and the standards that we hold for ourselves, as well as the commitments. So in order to get where you're going, we actually have to let go of the identity that got us there. And it's really freaking hard to do, right? If you've gone through some of these kind of identity changes or evolutions, it's some of the most agonizing experiences. So I want you to turn to your table and talk about some of those things you had to let go of when it comes to your identity or your standards or experiences or lessons. You don't have to let go of everything. There are going to be things that we take with us, but there are things that need to be shed and let go of. So turn to the people at your table and just share. What is one thing that you know I need to let go of this? I need to get rid of this. Discuss. Watching to the people at the table. But this is why letting go is so hard. Because we actually feel like we are losing a part of ourselves. We are losing a past version of ourselves. Of who you've been, how people have seen you, how other people have interacted with you, as well as how you see yourself. So we actually fear and avoid loss way more than we seek gain. Right? We will do anything to hold on to something, even if it means not going for our big dreams. Maybe it's the sunk cost bias. I know I felt this. I have spent 10 years investing into a dream. Can I just walk away from it? You feel like you're losing something. The endowment effect, because you created it, you will value it. When maybe what you need to actually do is pivot for your people. And the last one I think we all struggle with, we want to be consistent people. We don't want to be jumping from one thing to the next. So we want people to view us consistently. But the butterfly will slowly start to emerge after this period of rest and shedding. And did you know that only 16% of your creative ideas actually come when you're sitting down to work? Have you ever tried to force creativity? You know how hard that is. Anyone get ideas in the shower? Yeah, that's grabbing your water, jamming out to music, walking in nature, a good workout, run. Yeah. When we are actually in transition between the work and the play, or we're just in full play. So are you actually creating space in your schedule to allow ideas and creativity and opportunities to come to you? Because when we are fully booked, which a lot of us are, we're actually blocking some of that creativity that we really need, that would give us the boost in energy. Because focus is contraction. Focus, which we all need more of, but it's honing in on one thing. Recovery is expansion. It allows us to just open up, to enjoy, to play, to have fun. So I am telling you, I'm giving you full permission right now to have more fun in your life. Yes. And hopefully today is that cup-filling activity. But we need more recovery. Because what is the point of building a business that it doesn't allow us to actually enjoy our life? We're going to burn out. We're going to hate our business. We're going to resent it. We are not going to love it. So I want you to build a business that you love. The next piece is to actually allow yourself to expand and grow. Right? So often we want to stay small and our wings don't even get to spread because we're limiting our possibility for growth. So I've been teaching this concept a lot. And I'm going to remind us all of it today if you haven't heard of it, but this concept of who, not how. Instead of thinking, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? How will I reach my goals? How can I do all the things all the time? Who can actually help? There are so many things in this room for you today, and you are approved for a lot of other people too. And it doesn't mean you have to get into the action for other people. It just means you might have a connection. You might have past experience you can share with them. Maybe you're just a cheerleader to help them. Maybe you actually can get into their business and do some things. But who could help you reach your goals? Because when you pull people in, your vision expands. All the people that were here last night setting up, raise their hand. Thank you so much. Because this is a huge undertaking and it's so fun when you get to see it from start to finish. Yes. You like walk away and you're like, wow, we did that in 3 hours. But it's so fun for me to pull people into the vision as well. And I get to share it. You get to share your vision with other people. Trust me, it makes it way more fun to celebrate when you have people to celebrate with. And your goal and your dreams become bigger than ever imagined when you pull people into them. Because when you focus on how, you're isolating yourself. And you're putting way too much pressure on yourself. And I know we all do this, especially as women. But when you ask who could help me with this, we're actually opening up to collaboration. I'm going to pass the mic to a good friend of mine who has inspired me greatly. We have a lot of similarities in our journey of today, and I can't wait for you to hear her story. So let's welcome Amanda Ziva.